Hi guys, welcome to this video. In the last demo, we learned how to define the position of 4 wheels and the propulsion. And today I will show you how to make more detailed wheels. To make a more detailed wheel, we need to divide it into several parts, including the tire, the outer rim, the spokes, and the hub. Most of them are close to the cylinders, so today we will mainly use the revolve function to create the tire, outer rim, and hub, and use polar symmetry function to create spokes. First of all, we need to retrieve the axis of one of the circle as the axis for our new wheels. If you don't want to mess up with the propulsion frame, you could add a new layer and lock the old one. Also adjust the visibility. Then draw the tire by pushing the trigger and following the shape of the tire. It doesn't need to be perfect in the first place. We could open the edit mode, delete some points we don't need, then move other points to define the shape of the tire. Next is the outer rim. Just use the same axis, push the trigger and draw the approximate shape of the outer rim. Then open the edit mode, do the necessary adjustment. And now, if we want to differentiate the outer rim and the tire, we could assign different colors to them. Highlight the tire, squeeze the right grip, and push the button with the color palette icon. It will pump up color palette, and you could change the color by pointing and change the brightness by pushing or pulling the controller. In this case, let's make the tire black, and then make the outer rim gray. The next step is to make the hub. Follow the same way we used. But you may find that the hub is hollow but not solid. To solve this problem, we could turn on the edit mode. In the panel pumps up on your left hand, here, when you adjust the thickness to 0 to its center point, the revolve object we created will turn into a solid object. In this way, we could make the hub solid, which is more realistic. The last part is the wheel spokes, and we will use the polar symmetry function in stroke tool or volume tool. So let's go to the stroke tool panel. Near the bottom, you could see a slide bar titled polar symmetry. Let's make it 2 for now. And in the sketching space, you could see there are 2 points move around the axis. Then you could just push the trigger and draw the spokes. When you turn on the edit mode, you could also try to adjust the shape of the stroke or the directions of the points or the thickness if necessary. You could play around with those adjustments and make a perfect spoke for you. After the shape of the spokes are defined, in edit mode, you could also define how many spokes you want. The minimum is 2, and the maximum is 12. We could also use the volume tool. What's special about volume tool is that it will create a solid object defined by the points you put. So it's easier when you want to create some shapes like the triangles or the polygon. Go to Volume 2 panel. You could find the polar symmetry functions in the same area. Make it 2. Then create our pieces as spokes. Turn on the edit mode. Add just the shape and the number of spokes as you want. Now we have a detailed wheel. The very last part is to group them and duplicate. Before that, go to the edit mode and turn on the mirrored option one by one. Push up the right joystick to enlarge the right sphere and highlight all the wheel parts. Squeeze the right grip and clip the group button showing on the left controller. After all the wheel parts are grouped together, align both of your controllers. Move and duplicate another wheel following the propulsion frame. Now you get 4 detailed wheels done for your car.